Shadows of Doubt is an upcoming simulation game that has you play the role of a private eye in a dark voxel city where a serial killer is on the loose. This is a compact, open-world stealth game where the city full of secrets is your playground. First things first, there is a lot of info out there about this game. Developer Cole Jeffries has posted about 30 devlogs that go very deep into the development process for this one. After reading through a lot of these, I can tell that Cole has big things planned and wants to give players a truly open-ended detective experience. So let's dive into some of the coolest features and mechanics in Shadows of Doubt. The game is set in an alternate version of the 1980s and has a very noticeable noir vibe to it. There's a big emphasis on choice and freedom, which is especially cool for a detective game since it's up to us to search for clues and solve the game's mystery in our own way. The main story centers around a serial killer with a large bounty on their head, but other cases will pop up along the way that intertwine with this mystery. Aside from detective work, we'll be able to take on side jobs, play pool at the bar, and get to know the people who live in the city. There are also going to be apartments we can buy and customize with our extra cash. And life here is fully simulated, meaning each citizen also has an apartment, a job, and a daily routine. That means making friends and allies could be very valuable for us, and becoming enemies with the wrong people could land us in big trouble. Let's go back to all that detective stuff for a minute. Since this is an immersive simulation game, we'll be able to solve crimes and hunt for clues by using a variety of methods. It's no exaggeration that we'll have to think like a detective in Shadows of Doubt, and the only limit here is your imagination. So this is a list of some of the features we know will be in the game. Different ways to get inside buildings, from knocking politely to picking locks, climbing through vents, or just breaking down the front door. Gathering information from citizens, which might come at a price. Breaking into security boxes, which will allow you to open and close shutters, turn off the CCTV, and trip lights to continue your work undetected. Buying detective items like code breakers, which can be handy when you need to access information quickly. Scanning fingerprints and footprints, checking address books and call histories, and reading private emails. The information we find can be stored on our investigation board, where we can link evidence together using different colored strings and visualize the case more clearly. I think this is a really great feature to include because sometimes games will just have us sort through menus and a bunch of text thrown into a giant list, and this will give us more freedom and room for creativity on our detective journey. So after we gather all this evidence using a variety of methods, it's up to us to decide which leads we're going to follow and whether or not we even get involved in a case at all. And even though parts of the city in the game will be procedurally generated, Shadows of Doubt is definitely not a generic game. Something you might not be expecting with this one is the in-depth world building of the city. The game's writer, Stark Holborn, has said, "I'm a novelist as well as a games writer, and part of my aim when writing a book is to sneak world building into a text without a reader even noticing. Look closely and you'll find lore woven into many in-game items, especially everyday objects." There's a lot to look forward to here, and it'll take a keen eye to discover everything that the city has to offer us. Don't let the blocky exterior fool you. Shadows of Doubt is gonna be dark and graphic at times. And hopefully we'll be able to explore every seedy alley sometime next year. If you love voxel games like I do, then here are some more games that might be up your alley.